I like my words get twisted. I write constructive criticism, or at least what I'm intending to be constructive criticism, and it gets read the most negative possible way. And that's irritating. It's annoying. It's bothering. It's upsetting. It makes me understand why people in the community are like, oh, all these people do is just defend Kabam. It's because it's like you don't allow room for there to be any disagreement. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm just going to speak almost directly from the heart. I will probably go back and edit this in ways, and you'll see that. And I want to get back to the June top 10s and the champion reviews. Just put out Vox today and all of that. I don't enjoy covering this sort of stuff. And I want to start off by saying that, like, I am aware that I am also partially to blame here. I opened up the door to this. I didn't need to go to Twitter or to YouTube and put these things up. Now, my intentions were good. I wanted to get your opinion on things, and I also wanted to voice criticism of Kabam's community team. And I am being very honest and transparent. I have for 4 years with you all. And I don't know, maybe around 2 years ago or so, I don't remember exactly when it was, probably almost from the beginning of YouTube, I started slowly lowering the amount of money I spent on this game. And the irony was the less I spent, the better I got at it. And also, I think the better I got at YouTube, and therefore the less I enjoyed spending. And it was this like feedback loop of less spending, more enjoyment, better at YouTube, and so on and so forth. And it kept just feeding on itself to the point where for quite a while now, my channel makes more money than I spend on the game. And I recently started the Vega 583 Vega Prime. Sorry, I started the Vega Prime account, which is completely free to play. And my full intention is to go all the way through Act 6, and then we as a community will reevaluate. I will lead that ship, but we will reevaluate the account and the rules for it when we get to that time, right? And we're having a lot of fun with that. And I can tell I'm acting this way. I've actually been feeling this way for a few hours now. I went and looked, and it was primarily on Twitter, actually. Here on this community post here on YouTube, you actually all gave me phenomenal advice. I realized the poll is overwhelmingly go free to play. But there was so much good advice on here, much of it surrounding on don't let Kabam's community team influence your enjoyment of the game. If you're enjoying spending a little bit, fine, spend a few bucks, that sort of thing. And I purposely pinned Campo's comment. You've heard me shout out Campo for years. I consider Campo to be a very true and dear real-life friend. I would love to see this man again more. I really enjoy his company, and you've heard me shout his channel out multiple times. It's very smart. You can see his advice. I'm not going to read it to you. You can see it. And the other thing that was pointed out to me by a lot of the folks in the Illuminati was, listen, the thing you seem to enjoy most is champion reviews and ranking everything. And they're right. And they're like, it might get very difficult for you to rank everything if you have so few champions due to being free to play. And they're not wrong. And I know they're coming at it from the right place because they know I enjoy the channel. So I'm not going to take my 583 account completely free to play. And I'm not. And I know some of you are probably all pissed off, and that's fine. And I'm sorry, I did not throw around the term free to play lightly. It is a commitment on my Prime account. And here's why you're seeing me act this way, why I am being this way, why this is very true and real, and why this isn't. I actually had completed a video. I spent hours today making a video. It was about 30 minutes long. And it was providing constructive criticism to Kabam's community team. And it wasn't just based on the post about the battlegrounds or you're not good at it. And I'm not bothered by it, about my battleground skill. When I want to make it to Celestial, and every other season I've made it to Mysterium. I might not this time because over Battlegrounds in some ways, or I'm over pushing in Battlegrounds. I enjoy Battlegrounds. I don't enjoy having to spend 2 hours to make up for what was just a bad matchup, maybe one mistake on my part, or just RNG not going my way, right? Sometimes RNG goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. I don't want to spend 3 hours trying to make up for that. I'm actually losing my train of thought, and I'll just say the thing. I keep hiding the thing because I don't even want to talk about it, but it's real. Is I made these posts on Twitter and on here in hopes of, and my ultimate goal was to try to improve the communication, the respect level between Kabam's community team and their form guardians and the player base. And the Battlegrounds post to me was just such a prime and transparent example of the hypocritical way that the player base is often treated. That's one post. Now, there's been things over a series of years, and I'm not going to defend Kabam. Like I said, my intention was to be critical, but with construction, to try to help, to try to make the situation better, which is what I typically do in my videos when I do something like this. But I noticed that as soon as I wrote like free to play and these sorts of things, I then went and checked back, and these were pure hatred. This wasn't disagreement. This wasn't even like towing the line of like, you know, a little bit of name calling. This was derogatory terms, derogatory names. And I'm not going to court that audience. I'm not. If that makes you unsubscribe or thumb things down, you will not be the first. And that goes for both sides of this argument that I tried to make better and I'm giving up on trying to make better. You know, I like my words get twisted. I write constructive criticism, or at least what I'm intending to be constructive criticism, and it gets read the most negative possible way. And that's irritating. It's annoying. It's bothering. It's upsetting. It makes me understand why people in the community are like, oh, all these people do is just defend Kabam. It's because it's like you don't allow room for there to be any disagreement. Yes, some people make these hateful remarks. I literally saw it, and I have blocked and banned and done everything I can and reported so that they can't go and continue to do it. They're going to probably have to make a new account. I don't know what they do. I don't understand that thought process. But we also, or people also make enemies by hyper, like straw manning, essentially, the argument of people who disagree with them. And I'm not going to be any part of that. And a lot of you have reminded me of that here. A lot of you had really good intentions, and I could see it. And I did read through the comments as best I could. I probably missed some. And it just like, I don't know. Adamantium continued to give me great advice on my Discord server and said multiple times, like, don't make rules that you then have to hold yourself to. So I'm not going to take my 583 account free to play. Because when I say that, I want to mean it. When I label my account that, I want to mean it and I want to stick to it. And that's what I'm doing on the Prime account. I also think you all were right. Many of you were right in saying, don't let my irritation and my thought that the community team at times acts very arrogant and allow that to then influence my ability to enjoy my account, or more importantly, because my channel is now more important to me than any of this, or at least like my enjoyment is via the channel. Let's put it that way. I enjoy covering champions for you. I enjoy streaming to hang out with you more than I've given up on Tier 1 War. I'm not trying to make Celestial and Battlegrounds. Those personal like accomplishments don't exist, or they're not priorities for me at all anymore. This is about putting things out that I think you all want to see and I think are going to be helpful to you. And it's not unfortunate. It just is the reality is this game will often mean that means I need to spend. I will continue to reduce it because it will be based on what I'm enjoying and what I think you all want to see. But I don't have the time to grind. I don't have 3 or 4 or 5 hours to grind Arena. I just don't. I do think I'm going to stop putting out reviews on new champions that aren't available in crystals you can get via playing. So if they're not in the Titan Crystal or the featured 6, I don't think I'm going to cover that. I'm really open to your ideas. Those of you who I know, and I know you from the comments, or I can tell by the way you're articulating what you're writing in the comments, that you're meaning this. You know, a lot of people point out that, like, hey, the poll is just going to go free to play because so many people are going to see it as like anti-Kabam. And I've said this to you so many times. I am not anti-Kabam. I am not pro-Kabam. I am pro-player. And I want to enjoy my channel. And I think for a little bit here, I lost sight of that by trying to make a situation I think is really crappy and trying to make it better. And I'm coming to accept that the two extremes, because there are two extremes on the sides of this community team versus players, in my opinion, they are not interested in trying to make it better. They either will or they won't. And it's become very clear to me that they are not interested in trying to communicate better with one another. And I'm very disappointed in that. But it just doesn't feel like a good use of my time at all anymore. It's not a good use of my energy. It distracted from making the videos I actually wanted to make today. And so, yeah, that's it. I don't think I set any like hard and fast rules for myself. Vega Prime will stay free to play as it's intended to do. Vega 583, I will spend when it seems fun. I will spend when I think it's good for my YouTube channel. And I will spend when I think it's going to allow me to make more videos and streams that I will enjoy showing you and interacting with you on. And I'm going to reserve all the critical criticism of the community team for if they ever want to hear it. Because, like I said, I saw what... I don't know if people thought that, like, oh, Vega's being critical of them here, so now we can make hateful remarks. Because I don't feel like I've seen that on my YouTube channel before. But there was enough of them, and they were severe enough that I'm not even going to flirt with it. It's just, it's not what I'm about. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.